What's going on, my exotic family? Welcome back to another video. So today's video we're going to talk about carpet pythons. I've been getting a lot of questions about carpet pythons, my experience with them, and if I think they make a good snake. So that's what we're going to cover in today's video. Let's go. All right, everybody, so welcome back to the video. So as I said, we'll be talking about carpet pythons today. So I have my carpet python Khalifa here, jungle carpet python to be exact. So Khalifa here is, he was actually one that I unexpectedly took in. He's about 2.5 years old, and he is, say, just over 3 foot. Khalifa saying hi there. So you guys haven't seen too much of him since I introduced him in the introducing Khalifa video, and then recently in last week's video, the feeding video. So I kind of wanted to just go over, you know, my experience and my opinion with carpet pythons, and you know, for those of you that are asking if you should get one and you know want to know my experience, I'm just kind of go over that for you. So like I said, this is Khalifa, my jungle carpet python. They're very pretty snakes, so I'll definitely, you know, give them that. They're beautiful snakes. So these guys, they're, I would label them an intermediate snake, intermediate to advanced, I guess you could say, but mostly intermediate. They're a medium-sized snake, usually ranging 5.5 to 7 foot range. So they're no means a small snake or no means a ball python. They are in the Morelia family, so same family as your green tree pythons. Green tree pythons are Morelia viridis. These guys are, this particular species at least, is Morelia spilota shinai. That's how you pronounce that. So great snakes. They get a decent size. The one thing I would like to point out, these guys have a bad rap for being aggressive, much like the blood pythons and the green tree pythons. They have a bad rap for being aggressive. This particular species, I definitely wouldn't, you know, label them aggressive. You guys know that I don't like that term. I do prefer the term defensive. However, these guys actually have what you call a very, very strong feeding response. For those of you that have seen my feeding my snakes video, he definitely took off on that rat. So you guys got to see that for yourselves. So I definitely wouldn't label them as, you know, defensive or aggressive. Are they a bit flighty? Yes, they can be. I've had Khalifa here for a couple months, and he's still somewhat flighty, but as you can see, I'm able to free handle him. He's a little more comfortable, and I think that's something important. We just got to make sure that we more so go slow, but also make sure we go at the snake's pace. We don't want to do too fast, and I'm not holding on to him. I'm just kind of letting him do his own thing, and I'm going hand to hand with him. But nonetheless, they are flighty snakes, more of a slender snake. So you definitely don't want them getting too big. So yeah, these guys, they're good snakes. I would not label them a beginner snake. Like I said, an intermediate snake. Have I been bitten by Khalifa? Yes, I have multiple times, but that is something that I expected when I took this snake in. Unfortunately, I mean, I kind of expect that when I take all of my snakes in. A snake can be deemed, you know, docile or aggressive, and that particular snake, you know, can act complete opposite of what it's usually known for. You know, ball pythons are known to be typically docile. I've been bit by plenty of ball pythons. My point is, these guys have a bad rap for being aggressive or defensive, and that's not the case at all. I feel like they're just not for everybody. You kind of got to get to know that particular snake. With this species, they're very intelligent, very inquisitive. They're not a sit and kind of hang out type of snake. As you can see, he's on the go, very quick moving. So they don't sit still. So I definitely think that you gotta, for one, and if you notice, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm paying more attention to the snake than I am the camera, because for one, I want to make sure I don't get bit. But number two, I just want to make sure the snake is comfortable while I'm handling him. So that's what I'm doing, because he or any of my snakes for that matter could strike me at any time for, you know, any unknown reason, and more than likely it's something that I did that made them uncomfortable, or I made a movement that made them unsure, so, you know, they defended themselves. So that's definitely what these guys tend to do. But great snakes. His particular disposition isn't too bad. I mean, I've seen worse, to be honest. My meanest snake in this room is more than likely Cubert. For those of you who don't know, Cubert is my scaleless Texas rat snake. He is definitely a bite first, ask questions later type of guy. Not the blood python, not the green tree python. Have all of those snakes struck at me? Yes, however, Cubert has gotten me the most in this room, and Cubert's never been a friendly snake. So he's always been his true self since I had him, which is one of the reasons why I can't get rid of him. But anyways, back to the jungle carpet pythons. Very beautiful snakes. I mean, look at the pattern. He just shed, so you can see, I mean, how pretty he is. They're fun snakes though. It's not doing it any justice on camera, but you can kind of see the shimmer that they have. But like, as you can see, very inquisitive, wondering what's going on here. What are we doing? Why am I out of my enclosure? Never had a problem with him not eating. Even then, I mean, he's on, you know, medium rats, and after he eats his rats, literally a day later, he's looking for more. So they definitely eat well. As far as him being in his enclosure, that is when he's most defensive. But even then, I don't think he's being defensive. He's hungry all the time, it seems like. It's like these guys are like hyper snakes, I guess I could label them, because they're always looking for food, always hunting for food. And oddly enough, the green tree python is somewhat similar. I can, you know, feed him an adult mouse, and a day later, usually at night, since, you know, green tree pythons are typically a nocturnal species, he'll come down and he's striking at the glass, or he's looking for food, or he's perched on the water bowl and he's kind of curious about what's going on. So I definitely would recommend this species, but for people who are ready for more of a challenge. It's a snake not to be taken lightly. They're not a huge snake, but they get a nice size, so they do pack quite a nice punch. Like I said, I've been bitten by this guy a couple times. Did it hurt? To me, no, because I've been bitten by snakes before, but it didn't feel good either. So I definitely want to throw that out there. But I don't want this video to make you guys be afraid of these snakes. I just want to always give you guys the raw, uncut truth when it comes to these animals, because it's something serious. I mean, if that particular species is known to be defensive, that can be the difference between, you know, that person getting that snake or not. I like carpet pythons, one of my favorite python species. So that's definitely when I realized what it was I was bringing home, why I had to bring him home. So beautiful snakes, very, very beautiful snakes. Still working with him as far as handling, as you can see, which is why I'm very reluctant to let him, you know, near my face, which I'm reluctant to let any of my snakes near my face, for obvious reasons. I don't want to be bit in the face. I seen a picture on the internet of a guy who had his snake around his shoulder, and for whatever reason this snake bit him, and the snake's fang was left in his eye. So that picture kind of stuck with me. I don't want that to happen. So the good thing is I wear glasses now, so that makes me feel a little bit better, but I still don't want to be bit in the face. So I'm always kind of wary about what the snakes are doing. I know some of my videos, I've had a lot of people, you know, ask me, are you scared of your snake? Why are you moving like that? No, but it is, you know, no secret that when we talk, you know, hot air comes from our mouth. So sometimes that snake can be attracted to the heat, you know, coming from your mouth, and it causes them to strike. These guys, being that naturally kind of inquisitive type of snake, they will definitely be the ones to be curious enough to see what's going on there. With these guys being natives to Australia, there's a lot of crazy animals out there, so they do have that, you know, very I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So, having a reptile room, you hear all types of crazy noises, and I'm trying to figure out which animal's making the noise. It's the tortoise digging. You guys probably can't hear it, but the tortoise is digging, or is it the beardy? Someone's hissing. Definitely not the tortoise. Might be the blood python because he's out right now having a drink of water. Anyway, sorry, back to the video. I get sidetracked easy. But I really love these snakes, guys. Beautiful snakes, and they come in a variety of morphs and subspecies. There's diamond carpets, there's zebra, there's jaguar, there's jungle jags, there's coastal carpets. There's different varieties. So when it comes to getting carpet pythons, definitely make sure you explore the options and see what's out there for you. But they come in a variety, and like I said, they're very beautiful snakes. Some get bigger than others. Like I said, these guys get 5.5 to 7 foot. But there's some carpet species that'll get up to 9 foot, which is pretty nice sized snake. My biggest snake so far is Luther, which is 6.5 foot. So that is a little bit more of a challenge than what I'm used to or what I'm dealing with. But I definitely wanted to give you guys my intake on what I think of carpet pythons. Oh, okay. I lied. That's him hissing. Okay. So there we go. That is him hissing. Warning signs. What are you doing? But even then, even through all the hissing and everything, I still want to handle my snakes. Just to let them know I'm not here to hurt them. But the more they hiss, the more you handle them, it'll kind of get them accustomed to you handling them. I don't have him out super often. This is probably the longest that I've handled him, because usually he's either in shed or he just ate, so I don't usually pick with him necessarily too much. So he's doing pretty good. For this is now an 11-minute video, and he's doing fairly well. But I have a lot of animals that, a lot of snakes in particular, people will deem aggressive, and for me, I take that as a challenge. I like to get snakes that people see as aggressive or defensive, or that they can't handle, and I like to take that challenge myself to kind of show people that it's really all about how you raise that particular species or that particular animal. It's kind of like with humans. Everybody, I guess people have a stereotype, and to kind of erase that stereotype, you kind of got to go against the grain. That's kind of what I do with my animals here. So my big three, as I call them, my carpet, my blood, and my green tree python. Those are the three snakes I get the most questions about, as far as if they're aggressive or their temperament and things of that nature. And I handle those three all freely with no issues. Even the green tree python, there are pictures on my Instagram of me handling my green tree python. Do I do it as often as I would my blood or my carpet? Definitely not. But I do think some interaction is okay here and there, as long as the animal is not stressed. So there you have it, guys. This is Khalifa. Man, I'm sorry, he's just really pretty, really pretty. But there you have it. This is Khalifa, my jungle carpet python. I actually got him for free. I did tell that story before. Long story short, I went to go pick up an enclosure for my big boa Luther. This white one that sits on the floor behind me. I get there, and the guy's like, oh, did you still want the snake that's in there? And I'm like, I didn't, you didn't tell me that there was a snake in there, and I didn't, bring money for a snake. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, it was my son's snake. I'm deathly scared of him. If you want the enclosure, the snake is yours. And I'm just like, I don't want another snake. At the time, I only had probably 8 snakes, and I was like, I don't need another snake right now, nor do I want one. Lo and behold, I look in the enclosure, see what type of snake it is, and it is this guy right here, and he was just looking so beautiful, so I just had to have him. So he came home with me, and I didn't pay anything extra. So definitely a steal in my opinion. As you can see, he's doing good, getting big. We got some upgrades coming for him soon. If you listen close, maybe you can hear him do his little chuffing thing, his little hissing thing. Man, I wish you guys can see his color in person. It's like a velvety black almost. He just looks really good, and I may be biased, but but I definitely think hands down I have the prettiest snakes in the world. That's just me, but I think everybody should feel like that about their snakes. If you're putting the time and the effort into them, you should definitely feel like that about your snakes. If you don't, you're not doing a good job. But that's just me, like I said. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. I definitely wanted to get something out there before the week is up. I know we did the green tree python update video. So both videos this week were on Morelia species, which is cool. So for those of you that don't know or do know, that is my favorite species of snake altogether. Morelia species are pretty cool. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something maybe. If not, then this video is for nothing. JK, just kidding. I kind of just wanted to show him off as well, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what's your favorite Morelia species, or what you think about this video. What do you think about Khalifa? What videos would you like to see me do? Make sure you subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Check that notification bell, and as always, stay exotic.